Hello, friends. So, you know what I'm gonna say? Just wanted to jump on here really quick. um, so this is kind of like a pre-flip through of what I'm gonna have available in my shop soon. I'm probably not going to have these listed. I wanted to have it listed this weekend, but it probably won't be until next week or sometime in December or January. I don't even know, but I'm hoping to have it listed sooner rather than later. These journals are my tall, skinny journals. These in particular that you see in the front are the French blue inspired. Well, I'm calling them French blue journals, but they're inspired, French inspired journals. And then I have a pink one as well. I'll show you that. This one is not, I'm not going to call this one French. This one is more like a mix of Spanish and, well, it's from, Spain and Italy. It has, that's what it has mostly in there. These, however, these are tall, skinny journals. They're a soft cover. They have a lot of my very loved French trims, antique. It has both antique and modern items, but mostly it's vintage and antique. And lots of bits of French trims and papers. So the papers, if it's not dyed by me, they are like French vintage or antique papers. Okay. They're complete. The only thing is that I need to take photos, obviously, and do the whole listing on Etsy, but I have to make the closure. So they're gonna probably be wrapped in one of these saris or in some of this white chiffon. However, I'm thinking that I want to make a topper for them, so I'm probably gonna do, I've been loving making these altered Rolodex cards, so I'm thinking I might just do that as a closure, like punch the holes and then do that, where you can still take it out and use it as a tuck spot in the journal, but I'm thinking I might do that. So I'm undecided, but I have to work on that and I don't have the time. So this next week I have family coming over, and I also have my daughter's second birthday. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. So basically we're going to be really busy, and so I wanted to get these out before then, because once I put these things away it'll be hard for me to get to it, and then we're just going to delay it again. I started these journals last year and then I put them away because we've moved so much. And so I just, recently took them out and I've been working on them little by little, pretty much just adding the ephemera because the books themselves have been constructed. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and flip through these blue ones. I'll do like a quick briefing of the pink one. But then once I have all of the ephemera inside and they're listed, I'll take, full photos, and maybe I'll do like a quiet flip through after that. Just because with every listing, I like to have a detailed flip through. So this will be the chattier, more detailed flip through. So the quiet one will just be like everything included, and then this will just tell you more informative as to what's in it. Although I'll try to keep it short. So I went ahead and made ephemera. Still working on these tags. They're all going to get these tags. So these are just my usual tags, they're going to get probably two. I embossed them with two different folders this time. So each journal will get two of these. I just have to decorate them. I do the gold. If you want to see that, you can see my journals past. I usually include one of these. So that they're all going to get one of these envelopes. If you saw my Amity Bloom journal flip throughs, you know that I did one of these fancy envelopes for them. So this is on a vintage envelope. Now, I did not close them because I just love the patina of the old paper. and figured you could use it as a writing space. I think it's pretty cool. You can always use it as an envelope, so you can always seal it and close it. But this way, I feel like you can use it as an envelope and then hold it down with a clip on these two sides or on the top, and still have, you know, store things in it, ephemera or private stuff, whatever, and yet still be able to have some secretive writing in it. So I love it. I'm also unsure because they don't fit in the journals because these are a little bit wider. It looks that way here, but when you stick it in the page, it sticks out. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stick it in the journal, or I might just have it maybe wrapped around this way. I have not even checked to see if I was in frame this whole time. So sorry. But yeah, like how beautiful did these envelopes turn out? So I mentioned it before, but Amity Bloom has a detailed tutorial on using her washi tapes on altering envelopes. She does open it differently. She opens the envelope completely. I just like to do it this way because I feel like it saves a little bit of time, and also for the purposes that the way that I'm using it. So this is how I cut it open, and then I just you know, go ahead and decorate it. These are all Amity Bloom washi tapes. And then this here is one of Anna's Cottage Roses Paperie. That's one of her latest ones. I love that one so much. I want to hoard it, but I can't. And yeah, so they are so beautiful. I've been loving these little mini frames, and then I always add like a little bit of glossy accents in the center, and it just gives it like a little glass look, and it's so pretty. And then I go around with like a gold paint pen, and then just kind of, you can see the shimmer, I think, all over the edges. So pretty. The pink one is going to get this one. How pretty is that? Oh, goodness. I love it so much. Oh my goodness. This is Anna's latest washi tape here. Oh, it cannot be any more prettier. And then these are the bloom tapes in between. This is Anna's. So I just kind of layered them up that way. How beautiful. Ugh, can't. I love them. I really love them. Okay, so that's that with the ephemera. They're each going to get a dangly charm. I might include an extra one. So each of the journals, I'm not overstuffing them. So they're each going to come with like a little small pack, and I'll have like maybe the extra tags and maybe, you know, a couple of little vintage things that you can use within the journal. Okay. So, and for the most part, these two journals are twins. You know, they have the same digital. So I did use a digital on the outside. I use the same trims throughout. This digital on the outside, I have to find the name, but this is from Tu Casa de Papel. I think it's something with bouquet. I have to find it, and when I do, I'll just list it in the description. So pretty. And then on each of them, while they're the same, you'll see that the skirt, I call it the skirt, that little skirt ruffle in the front is slightly different, just because obviously I didn't have all of the same exact trims. So they have different vintage buttons, beautiful metal buttons. And these are antique. These are parts of antique hankies. These are all antique fabrics from antique hankies. And then except for like this blue trim, this is just part of a table mat that I had a long time ago, and I'm just using all the little bits of it because I love it so much. This is an authentic French trim that I've used sparingly throughout the years. These are French. These are vintage French. I got these from France. Well, I ordered them from France rather, right? Using it sparingly because it's my favorite and I don't know how to find it again. This trim also is antique. This is antique. I have the tiniest little scrap of it left. Makes me want to cry. So yeah, that's the fronts. So I'll list them separately just because they have those slight differences. These are the same type of bead, but then, I mean charms, but then the middle bead is a different color. Okay, And then this is a pocket here. I don't know if I'm going to put anything in there, but that is a pocket. And then you can always use this as a belly band or just leave it as is. Okay. Oh, this is the sides. It's so pretty. Ugh, I love it. This is my favorite color, by the way. The blues in a particular shade, like these little like gray blue colors. Oh, I love it. So inside, like I said, a lot of vintage and antique. So I've used some of my favorite antique wallpaper. So it is kind of shabby because it is very old. And then I used one of these frames. I left it as a tuck spot. Okay, so I might tuck something in there actually at the end. So I have like the layering has antique, authentic antique documents. This is on authentic French lace and trim. Same thing here. I love these rag papers. Like they are some of my favorite. Okay. So they have the same, you'll see, they have the same except for like little differences. They have a different frame on these tags. And then these embossed handmade papers are from Rose Hill Paper Cottage. I've mentioned it in the past in my older videos. I haven't ordered from her in a while. I have to use up the ones that I have, and so that's what I'm trying to do. These blue, like bluish tea looking papers are actually black bean dyed. So I did embossing. So the pages are, this is a vintage notebook paper that I love. These are the antique documents. These are French. Some more embossing on craft paper. This is like a vintage tissue paper that I got from a swap. I think this was from Esther. And then this is a vintage doily that I glued on for a decorative element. I might go back and back this. This is just a, this is not vintage. This is one of those paint chip cards. So I need to go ahead and back it. I might leave it as is, but I was going to back it and then maybe stitch around it just to make it into a journaling card. This is a French dictionary page. And the journals themselves have, well, these blue ones have 15 whole pages folded. And then I just added some of this embossed coffee dyed parchment. I love this coffee dyed parchment. This is what I use when I make the Amity Bloom journal. So the front cover that I usually layer has this. I just love the look of it. Vintage notebook paper. Look at that patina. So cool. This is another black bean dyed paper. So you get such a variation. It depends on the, what's it called? How concentrated the dye is. So at the end of it, like after you've used the dye several times, eventually you'll get like this kind of a sandy color. I love it. And then this is antique French labels. Obviously we have to have some music paper. This is like the prettiest one. So these are French postcards. I didn't have like a bunch of blue ones, so that's why I just put it backwards, but they're so cute. And I think I've gotten these in the past, like I've had them for a really long time. A lot of these cards come from Crafty Paper Bits, but I also received some in Happy Mail. So not sure. I'm really sure. Like I feel really certain that this is from Crafty Paper Bits. 1919. But look at that font. So pretty. Anyway, I think it looks really good there. Just layered up some trims. And then this is a coffee dyed paper. These are also French linens. They feel so nice. And then I backed it with some piano paper. There goes that notebook paper. I just love it so much. It's so silky. This is from a French magazine, and I just embossed it with that. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this is that leafy frame that I have. I did some stenciling, some more fabric trims, and in the center of each one of the blue ones, I put a French letter. And I also put a little sample of my latest French trim. I just bought this from an Etsy shop that I love so much. Erin's Attic Laces. I can leave her link below. So she always has beautiful French trims. And then here I just tucked in an antique postcard. These are like those touristic type cards. So I think it's like of a French palace, French letter. Okay, that's the other side. This is Anna's stencil as well, Cottage Roses Paperie. I love that stencil so much. Okay, heat embossing. And then this is, I'm going to take it out, but then I'm going to have to like put it back off of camera. So this is a vintage, really beautiful textured stationery paper. And let me see if I can tuck it back in here. The ridges on this piano paper can, you know, make it a little bit hard to tuck in. So you might have to lift it up a little bit to tuck it back in. But that paper, each of these, by the way, are going to get the envelope that goes to that separately, because it doesn't fit in the journal. But you'll get the envelope for that. You'll get an extra doily on the side. And then, so that paper is from here. I just got this off of an Instagram shop. Bandelier, I don't know how to say it. So this is recycled acid-free paper, beautiful quality paper. I just love it. And I just love the color. So I'm definitely including one of those. Paper and envelope. And of course, I'm running out of this trim. It's from the same shop. Oh goodness. I wish that this could be my signature piece on every journal, right? But it's gonna stop once it's over. Like, you know, I only have very little of it left, but I had to put it because to me it looks so French, and I think it is. I just have to check when I purchased it. Made a little collage tag here. These are like bloom tapes, and then Anna's tape. I just love this tape so much. Oh, Anna, if you're watching, please bring this back. And if you sell it separately, I'm gonna buy like 10 rolls. It's so beautiful. And I love the neutral ones because they just kind of go with everything, you know? So yeah. This paper was actually the back of a inner book sleeve, and it had the perfect color. So I used it there. Okay, some really pretty trim. Well, it's just a piece of fabric that I turned into a trim. I might run some lace through here. Not lace, sari trim. I might do some sari trim there. That's the other side of that French page. And I've been loving making these cards. There's some of that coffee dyed parchment that I used again. It looks so simple yet elegant. I did it for Anna's journal too. This is watercolor. I didn't have any more filigrees, so I ended up, well, I have filigrees, but not to, that looks nice here. So the book plate, I think just, it gives it such a nice, elegant touch. And then with the gold trims, I don't know, I love it. And then I put another little piece of that French trim that I'm using sparingly. Okay. And these are just the other sides of those papers. These are stains from the old paper clips. I don't have those paper clips, but, and then that's the other side of that book page. Then I just like little collaging here. This is a flip. This is also from that shop, Erin's Attic Laces. I love this. I also don't have too much of it left. And these are French fabrics as well. And this is my latest little piece of lace from the same shop. So I decided to put a piece here. And I just glued this on, just these 2 strips with fabric tag. So the person that gets it, if they want to remove it and use it somewhere else, take it off very carefully because it's very, very fragile. Same thing here. I didn't stitch it on. So if you wanted to move it, I would just be very careful taking it off. And that's the back. Oh, I just think they're so pretty, guys. So I'm just gonna do a quick flip through of this one because it's the same thing. It's just that, you know, different variations, different sections of the paper, but they have the same trims. This is just a different frame. If you're interested before I list them, I'm glad to send you an invoice via PayPal. just, you can message me on Instagram. That's Gingy's Journey on Instagram. Oops. Okay. Like I said, same things. The postcards are going to be different. And they will come with a small little pack of extra items that I could not put in here. Same papers, just different. I have to put a paper clip there. Look at how pretty. They're blank. These are blank, so you can use it for journaling or something else. Another piece of that beautiful French trim. Oops. Okay. So pretty. All right. That paper again. Same tag. Same thing here. I did it exactly the same. Yeah, so they're pretty much like the same type of journal. It's just that, you know, different sections of the book pages that I put the same elements throughout. Okay. So it'll be like, you know, French Blue Journal 1 and 2 or something like that. And they're each going to get, of course, their little envelope. And then this is the pink one. I'm just going to do a quick flip through. I don't have the ephemera yet for it. I have to work on that. So, but this is also French. This is, I think this is antique. This is heavy. It's a heavy metal. I think that's an actual, I don't know. I don't even know if it's, you know, how valuable it is, but it feels like it is. So whoever gets that, I don't know, right? I got it from an antique shop. These postcards are going to be the ones that go in here. So now what I realized with the pink one is that I forgot to put pockets. Like, what? So I'm going to go ahead and do pockets for this one, a couple of pockets. But what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to make a few, because I already stitched this in. So I'm going to make a few of these like little clusters. I did this for Anna's journal. And so the way that I'm going to do the pockets, obviously it's not going to be blue. It'll be in the pinks. I'll go ahead and add these. So it adds something really nice to the edges, but it also gives you a tuck spot. So I'll do like maybe 2 or 3 of these in pink and add them to the sides. Okay. The wallpaper for this one is some much loved and hoarded wallpaper that I got from Heather at Ruby and Pearl when she was selling her physical wallpapers. And I think I purchased them in 2021, or was it 2020? I don't remember. Kept it for so long and I decided, you know what, I need to use it. So, beautiful, beautiful paper. Oh, so anyway, these, I love these types of pinks and greens together. And then this was some of that French lace that Anna gave me recently. Thank you, Anna. So pretty there. Put one of these embossed frames. And then this is going to be different. I think this one has about 16 or 17 pages. Oh, look, 1905. This is Italian paper. That's why it's very, so it has like the grungy look because they're very old. This is also some Italian documents. Vintage ledger. Actually, I think this is antique. These are from the 1920s, this ledger book that I have. This is avocado dyed. This is French document, and this is from Spain. So this is what I mean. Like, it has a lot of, so you have some French papers, you have some Spain papers, and they're authentic. And then you have Italian papers. So that's the theme on this one. This is some of my favorite Spain school notebook. I don't have too many pages anymore. I've been using them sparingly. This is from that French magazine. This is also French antique paper. This is from the 1920s. 1922. This is a antique newspaper page from Spain. And then I did some embossing on this music paper. Teeny little piece of that rag paper. I love it so much. Some of that vintage notebook. This is some of that parchment, but this is dyed in avocado dye. I just love it. And then look at that script. That's from that Italian Roxy Creations is where I got this pack from. Look at that script. It's just gorgeous. And then the center image is this antique magazine paper, 1935 of August. This is from Spain. Is that not beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So yeah, so this is like I said, the pre-flip through. Once I have everything in it, I'll go ahead and do a silent flip through. But this is just to let you know like what, you know, the papers are and some of the items. And that is the pink one. So like I said, the blues, since they're more finished, these will probably get listed first, and then the pink one. And then of course it's gonna come with its little envelope. So I really might just keep that over the top. I think that'll look so pretty, right? Oh, love it. I love it. Anyways, friends, so I hope you guys are having a fabulous weekend. If you have any questions, just reach out. So that's gingiesjourney@gmail.com, but I prefer that you message me on Instagram, is where I'm most active. That's Gingy's Journey as well on Instagram. And talk to you guys soon.